Hi everyone, my name is Roberta Gonzalez and I'm a coach with the Bay Area Entrepreneur Center. Today we'll be looking at designing your best maker business. I hope that you find this video helpful as you either start or strengthen your small maker business. Now, before we get started, I want us to take a moment and I want all of you to think about what inspired me to share my creations. So take a pause and think about either a person, place, or experience that inspired you to begin sharing your creations. Because throughout the rest of the workshop, we will continue exploring the connection between who you are, your experience and your skills, what you love, and how your specialty creations or products stand out in a competitive market. We like to use this model to help us think about what is the foundation to a strong small business. How can we really visualize what it takes to start strong? And first, we have to find a purpose in what we're doing. And that's at the heart of it. That's why it's at the center. So you have to love what you're doing. You have to be truly passionate about what you're bringing, what you're providing. You have to be motivated to continue even through challenging times, which of course many small businesses do face those challenges. But if you love what you're doing, then you can always come back to that. In addition to loving what you're doing, you also have to be great at it. So you have to be great at what you're providing, the service or the product that you're producing. You have to be skilled at it. And then you also have to be professional, of course. So you have to be great at what you're doing and being able to offer it to the community. And in addition to being great at what you're doing or being really skilled or in your craft, you have to make sure that the community actually needs it. So you might be producing great creations, or you might be designing something that people like. But if there's not an actual need for it, or there's not a demand, then it's really going to be hard for your business to be sustainable. And it really won't be sustainable if you're producing something that's really great, but nobody is needing it or nobody really connects with your creations. So all of those components are essential for you to be able to get paid for what you're doing. So when you're really passionate about what you're producing or what the service that you're offering, what you're creating, you're really great at it, you really stand out, your community needs it, of course, you're going to get paid for it. There's going to be a demand for what you're producing, what you're creating, and that's really at the foundation of how to start your small business. Today, we're really going to be focusing on who you are, why you love what you do, why you're great at it, what makes you stand out. And in the next video, we'll be focusing a little bit more on how to identify what your community needs so that you can offer it, or how to inform your community that they need what you're offering. A vision board is one way that you can be a creator, as a maker, about what makes me stand out, possibly what do I want my brand to look like, or what do I want my brand to represent. So we've taken the time to create a couple of examples, a couple of sample vision boards and maker profiles. These are all based on actual businesses that exist, actual maker businesses. So we have Ube Area, which is a small business that focuses on ube-based desserts and foods. They do catering. They have pop-up events. They also provide their goods in other bakeries. So you'll be able to learn a little bit more about them. We also have Casa Hechizos there in the middle, and they focus on natural healing, spirituality, community, and connection based on indigenous practices. And then we also have Nikki Jewels, which is a small business that focuses on custom creation of different accessories. And you'll also be able to learn a little bit more about their story. So we created all of these on Canva, and all of the vision boards and their small profiles or short profiles are available on there. They are linked below in the description. And I am going to request that we all take a pause now and take a moment to really look through the vision board, see what stands out to you, and then read a little bit about each small maker business. And once we do that, we're going to come back and do a little bit of reflection. Welcome back. Now that you've had a moment to learn about each small business, it's time for us to take a little bit of a pause to reflect on what we just explored. So you can use either paper and pen to take some notes, or you can just think about it, but I'm going to guide us through a quick reflection so that we can make those connections between the vision boards and the profiles. So first, I want to ask you, what stood out to you in these stories? Was there something in particular that you connected with, something that you remember about each of these businesses? What stood out? Maybe think about why that particular thing stood out to you. How did each person use who they were, their background, and their skills to create a great business? So we learned a little bit about each person and how they came to start their maker business. Reflect on that a bit. How did they go? How did they draw on who they are as individuals or their background, their experiences to start their business? Why might customers be attracted to this business over others? Of course, they're not the only ones providing that particular service or experience, providing those goods to the community. So, why might a customer choose their business over others? What might draw a customer to them? And of course, as we've been thinking about this whole time, what connections did you make between the maker's vision boards and their profiles? So where did you see that what they were visually representing connected with what they were saying about themselves and their business in just a few sentences? What did they highlight? What did they want to have stand out to other people? All right. And as you can see, a vision board is a great way um, to start off your about me or to start writing up a draft description about your business. And you can use your vision board to start writing about who you are, what you love, your skills and specialties, maybe a little bit about anything that's relevant to the creation, to how your creations came to be, or to why you do what you do. And it's really important for small businesses in particular, and maker businesses, to be able to share with the community who they are, because in general, they have less visibility compared to big brands and items that are sold in stores. So when a potential customer is able to connect with your story, or they can remember a little bit about your specialty, they're more likely to connect with your business, to become not only a one-time customer, but a repeat customer. So here we see that Casa Hechizos was able to turn their vision board and what they found visually represented them into a short description about who they are, what they love, their skills and specialties. And using both of these, you can, we're going to take a look at their website and how their website really captures some of the elements of their vision board and how they also describe themselves in words. So they've been able to use kind of this exercise to develop their website or to enhance their website to make sure that it aligns with who they are and how they want the public or potential customers to see them. So we're going to take a look at that in a moment. Here's Casa Hechizo's website, casahechizos.com. Casa Hechizo's vision board served as a guide for identifying what they most wanted to highlight about their small business. As you can see, when a current or potential client visits their website, they see greenery and one of their specialty items, soap bars with flowers, and they see this right away. It gives the customers the sense that their products are natural, and in just a few words, customers also know that their business centers healing natural ingredients from the earth and community. Now, scrolling down, there are actual images of what they sell in English and in Spanish. That ties into who they are and their Afro-Cuban roots. There's also a description of what they provide and where they are based. And just like their vision board features lots of greenery and plants, we also see here that their ingredients are all natural and that they don't include any toxic ingredients in their products. This is a key aspect of their business and something that they want to highlight as it sets them apart from others selling similar products. On their vision board, they also have images representing community and social, political, and environmental awareness. And as you can see here on their landing page, they specify that they want to impact queer, Black, and Brown communities. And this is something that they really want to share with potential clients because they're letting them know that they're also part of that effort whenever they make a purchase. And finally, on their vision board, they had words and images about sustainability and sourcing. Again, another key selling point for their products because it sets them apart. They're sourcing locally in the San Francisco Bay Area, and they're also making sure that all of their products are sustainable. This is just one example of how someone or one business turned their vision board and profile into something practical for their website. Great. Now that we've been able to see how that process goes from a vision board to a profile to using both the vision board and the profile to implement it practically into their business, we're going to take some time to do an activity and we're going to each create our own vision board. And of course, there's no right or wrong way to do this. It is an important exercise though, so that you can start thinking about really what's going to set your business apart. How am I going to show my passion? How am I going to represent this for the community to see? And we have created some templates on Canva that you can use, or you can get started on your own if you have a completely different idea. That's just one digital way of doing it. If you would prefer to do it using magazines and newspapers or photos and have a hard copy for yourself, that's fine as well. But we are going to pause here and do that, and we'll come back and reflect on our individual vision boards after that. As you're working on your vision board and refining it, it's good to take a pause and reflect on what does it include and what might I add to my vision board as I'm working on it and also working on creating my own profile. So you want to ask yourself, what parts of your personal history or experience influence your work as a maker? So like you saw in some of those examples, parts of their personal history really influenced how they were going about their business, why they started it, and what their goal was through their business. What key skills do you use as a maker? What do you want clients to experience when they connect with your creations and business? So it might be like a joyful experience, like shopping or having something to take home with them. It might be relaxation and healing. It might be that you want them to just take delight in what they're eating or consuming. So what specific, and as specific as you can get, more specific you can get, the better. What do you really want them to feel and come away with after they engage with your business? And you also want to consider if there's a social, political, or personal impact you aim to create through your business. If you can share this with your community, they're more likely to also connect with you, or they're more likely to remember you or let other people know about you as well. Okay, now that you've taken the time to reflect and started creating your vision board, we invite you to begin writing out in short sentences or in bullet points what the images on your vision board represent. So similar, it's kind of like a starting point for your profile or something that's shareable to the community, a little about me, but we invite you to start drawing on what images or visuals did I include and what do they represent. So each of those vision boards that we saw as examples, they all had something meaningful. All of those images within the vision boards had something meaningful that the business owners, the makers could write about. And we also want to introduce here, so that you can have a little bit of something more concrete, a maker business plan. And this is a simple template that's also going to be linked and that is available for use on Canva. It's a simple way to organize yourself and plan and be able to identify what it is that your business is all about. So a business plan, this is one way you can create your business plan. And a business plan does not always have to be, a lengthy document with many sections or something that's overly complicated. It can be as simple as this, especially as you're starting off or as you're really laying the groundwork for your foundation and for what you want your business to look like. And here's one way that you can organize yourself as you're getting started. And what you really want to do is be able to identify what are those key aspects of your business. Of course, there might be just one specialty, for example, or there may be more than three. So you can edit that and customize it based on what your maker business provides. And here we're going to invite you to start thinking about what it is that you sell, your specialties, what are some of your additional services, what are some of the benefits from shopping with your business, if there's any sort of like we mentioned, social or political or personal impact that you are generating through your business, any sort of collaborations that you might have already in place. We invite you to identify those and write them out here. And we will be taking a deeper look into the clients that you can or want to serve best in the next video. We have this template, like I said, available on Canva, and we also have Casa Hechizo's business plan as an example, or what they might have written out on their Maker Business Plan template. And I am going to go over that next, just so that we can get a little bit of a sense of what this looks like. You're also welcome to look at it on Canva in your own time. So here they filled out what I sell. They have as key items natural soaps, essential oil mist, and essential oil drops. That's really what are their highlights. What they might be offering other things, or they might offer other items, but these are the key sellers, or these are the key things that they will be selling to the community. Their specialties. So locally and sustainably sourced natural ingredients. We saw that throughout their vision board and their profile, and even into their website. And their products, their specialty, what makes them really stand out and sets them apart is that their products are rooted in Santeria. So that's not something that maybe other small maker businesses have, but they do, and they want to make sure that that stands out as a specialty. And they also focus on spiritual and holistic well-being. So as you're working on your own, think about what really makes me stand out. What do I want to highlight? What is my specialty? Do I have a particular skill set that I use as I'm creating? Think about those things. Benefits of buying from my business. So one of the key things from Casa de Hechizos was that they support the queer and BIPOC community. And that's something that they want their potential customers to know, that if you shop with us, or if you connect with our business, here's what you are also supporting. Not only are you buying something like a natural soap, you're actually also contributing to this effort. Another benefit is that their products can be shipped or they can be purchased locally. So they are in the Bay Area, which Bay Area customers can have easy access to them. And then they're also available to ship out to other people. So there might be other customers that are looking for their products, and they are able to facilitate that for them. And of course, that another benefit is that they are cruelty free. So there's no parabens. So if this is something that's important to someone, they are going to be more likely to shop them versus shop another business that does have either something like animal testing, or that where there are parabens in their products. As an additional service, like I said, you don't have to have all of these filled out, but you do want to identify, if you do have an additional service, what is it? And you want to make it known there on your business plan. So they also offer local spiritual readings. Their business is all about spirituality, holistic well-being, connection with the earth, and Santeria. So that's something in addition to what they sell that they offer. And that's as far as they would get up until this point. And in our next video, we'll be looking at the clients that they can or want to best serve, and possibly partnerships. So you can also take the time to do this yourself, think about all of these different components, and that's truly what your business plan is and how you can start designing your business. Congratulations. Thank you for watching this video. You are now well on your way to developing your core concepts for your maker business.